हाय गाइस। तो YouTube पे आपने काफ़ी वीडियोस देखी होंगी which talk about the advantages and disadvantages of IPM as a course. And even though these videos provide you with a lot of crucial information, the problem is they look at IPM from an external perspective. तो मैं ईशान पांडा आज आपके ला रहा हूँ an in-depth analysis of the pros and cons of IPM as a course as someone who's been in it for the last 2 years. And I'll be answering a very important question. Should you be aiming for IPM? एंड क्या आपको भी 12th ग्रेजुएशन के बाद IIM इंदौर आना चाहिए और ये ब्यूटीफुल सनसेट देखना चाहिए? सो व्हाट आर यू वेटिंग फॉर? वेलकम टू सुपरग्रेड्स यूट्यूब चैनल एंड लेट्स गो। तो पहले बात करते हैं प्रोस की। द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेजेस ऑफ आईपीएम एज अ कोर्स आपने पहले कई बार भी सुना होगा, इट्स डाइवर्स कोर्स स्ट्रक्चर, बट लेट मी एक्सप्लेन हाउ. What IPM as a course does is it creates a basic expertise for you in various fields. There's economics, humanities, calculus. आपको हर field में एक basic level expertise मिलेगी. And as managers, you won't be ever be requiring a very high skill proficiency in any particular thing, but you'll have people under you which will constantly give you information, and to analyze that information, you will need a basic expertise. So IPM का diverse course structure आपको यही provide करता है. But another advantage of this is that it also creates a more enriching college experience for you. क्योंकि काफ़ी टाइम हमारा हर सब्जेक्ट हमारा strong point नहीं होता. But because there's so many different amounts of subjects, there'll always be courses you'll be interested in and you'll be able to excel at. And finally, coming to the culture, IPM gets people from all over the country. And आपको हर एक बंदे के साथ interact करने को मिलता है. It's also very good learning experience for you. Now that we've discussed the pros of IPM as a course, there's certain cons which we also need to address. Now, the first cons a student can tell you who's been in this course is the high amount of academic rigor. In some ways, it's a good thing since it prepares you for the hectic corporate life that is ahead for every student. But certainly, at the end of the day, the academic rigor of IPM is no joke. You certainly have to put a lot of hours into academics because there'll be a lot of credits and different types of courses. So it will not easy to go through them. And also combined with that, there's a high amount of compulsory attendance, so it can be a little stressful at times. The second advantage of IPM as a course is that it's a very close-knit community. As we all know, IPM has only 150 students per batch, and even with 3 students, it's just 450 students. So it creates a very good, and since it's a residential program, it creates a very good bonding experience for all its students, and you make very lifetime connections with it. And it's also important because in a college, जहाँ पे आप सोचेंगे 9,000 बच्चे per batch है, it is very easy to get lost and not be involved with it. But IPM curriculum में, since there's so few of us and we are doing so many activities, you have to be on your pace and you have to do everything and participate in everything, and it makes you feel very involved and lets you come out of your shell in a lot of ways. Another con which can be put in a way is that diversity in courses can also be a little stressful for students at times. Because there's courses of all different types of categories, even if you're weak at something, you have to sometimes go through courses of those topics, and that can be little challenging for students. Like, for example, अगर आपने कभी economics नहीं कर रखी, there will be certain economics course which you will have to attend. So you have to put a little more extra effort sometimes, but at the end of the day, I still feel it's beneficial. Another huge advantage of IPM as a course is that it puts you face front in the lines of corporate management. So the time other students after 12th are spending doing degrees like BTech and BCom and developing skills they won't exactly need or need in a line of management, you will be doing foundations in management. And since IPM is a constantly regulating and updating curriculum, it teaches you what the corporate world of today needs. So that gives you a huge head start if you're aiming for a career and want to go into great heights in management. As we all know, IPM is a residential course. And since it's a residential course and also 5 years long, to someone who's never stayed outside of their homes and is in class 12, can certainly feel like a very long commitment. And yes, IPM is a very close-knit family, so as someone who's also been through the same experience, it also feels like some kind of a second home very quickly. But still, 5 years can be a very long time for some people. Another big advantage of IPM as a course is that it is a very student-run body. So what I mean by that is like whether it be big fests like Atharva Ranbhumi or like the daily administrative infrastructure, academic curriculum like talking to professors, everything is handled by students who are elected to certain posts. So if you are in IPM and you get elected for these posts, it gives you a very good real time and real world experience of what it's like to handle people under you and to talk to authorities, and that creates a very good sense of confidence which interviews really praise IPM kids for when they come for their placements. And of course, if we're talking about cons, we also have to discuss the issue of IPM having a very high fee. Certainly, a fees of around 30 lakhs for 5 years can feel like a lot to a lot of families and can be concerning about how this can be paid. But for that, we should not worry too much since there's a lot of bank options which are available which give you loans at very low interest rate and zero collateral. So getting loans in this IPM course is also very easy, and since IPM provides excellent placements, your return on investment would also be very high. So the high fees, even though it's intimidating as an amount, should not be too much of a problem. And of course, coming to placements, we know institute as esteemed as IIM Indore has excellent placements, and जहाँ पे लाखों students हर साल CAT दे के आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आपको बिना CAT के वहाँ पे entry मिल रही है, and that also with the numerous advantages like जो हमारा third year में social placements होता है, that already gives companies a more positive attitude कि these students already have some corporate experience. So overall, IPM is a very good route for you to get into a very good corporate career. So जैसे भी आप देख सकते हैं, the sun has set, so it's time to answer our final and most important question: is IPM as a course worth it for you? Now, अगर आप 12th के बाद, if you're someone who dreamt of an easy-going, chill college life, then yes, IPM will come as a hectic surprise to you. But if you want a great future career and a course which provides you with excellent exposure and lifetime connections to help you with that, then yes, as a student who's been here for 2 years, my answer would be yes. IPM as a course is definitely worth it. Thank you.